Hi there, everybody. My name is Mitchell Coleman. I am an alcoholic, and I have your daily reflections for August 2nd. Also, would like to say happy birthday to my girlfriend, Megan C. I love you. Okay, August 2nd, we became willing. At the moment we are trying to put our lives in order. At the moment we are trying to. Wait, let me restart that. We become willing at the moment we are trying to put our lives in order, but this is not an end in itself. That's from the Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book, page 77. And it continues. How easily I can become misdirected in approaching the eighth step. I wish to be free, somehow transformed by my sixth and seventh step work. Now more than ever, I am vulnerable to my own self-interest and hidden agenda. I am careful to remember that self-satisfaction, which sometimes comes through the spoken forgiveness of those I have harmed, is not my true objective. I become willing to make amends, knowing that through this process I am mended and made fit to move forward to know and desire God's will for me. This step is so good and so important. This was the game changer for me. Once you start to make those amends, and you're reaching out to the people, you make the amends. Okay, so it's made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. My list wasn't super huge because I had done this before anyway, but I had some major people that I needed to make amends to, and I did, and it was tough. But as you're realizing it, you just know that you're mainly the reason all this stuff had happened anyway, and you've strained these relationships through your addiction and our selfishness, self-centeredness, and our ego. And I, for one, was very happy to write down my approach, talk to my sponsor. You want to talk to your sponsor first and have your game plan, because some of these people you're not going to want to contact because some people, some institutions even, maybe you stole from an old job and stuff like that. You're not for sure going to want to do that if it's going to and land you in prison. Or maybe you've, another one is, say you were cheating on someone or sleeping with someone's wife or husband. You're not going to really want to go tell that person, most likely, because that person might want to come kill you or exact some revenge on you. But that's something you talk to your sponsor about. There's different variables that come along with everyone's situation, because all of our situations are different. Also, in this book, it's got some good stuff. In the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, has some really good things that I have highlighted in here. Let me see this one. Moreover, it is usually a fact that our behavior when drinking has aggravated the defects of others. We've repeatedly strained the patience of our best friends to a snapping point, and have brought out the very worst in those who didn't think much of us to begin with. In many instances, we are really dealing with fellow sufferers, people whose woes we have increased. If we are now about to ask forgiveness for ourselves, why shouldn't we start out by forgiving them, one and all? We all still have some people. I have one in particular, just never going to get over the situation that it has happened. But I still need to try to reach out, I guess, but I almost feel it's just a lost cause. But, we all have some of those, but I guess you could give it your best shot at another situation. You could kind of look into yourself and think, do I really want to, is this going to do much? I don't know. That's kind of besides the point, but we've hurt a lot of people through this process of our addiction, and it's pretty bad. And you'll realize the ones that stick with you are the ones that love you the most, and those also can turn into the ones that enable you the most, because we're good at tricking the ones that we love into us continuing to consume alcohol or drugs, whatever it is. We could easily talk those people into it, and especially family members can be real tricky. Family members, girlfriends, significant others, because we can easily trick them. We could say, I got this, I figured it out now, I stopped for a while, I now know what my problems were, my character defects. That's just not how it works with us alcoholics. We can't do that. We can't go back, or we're going to die, or we're going to keep messing up. Eventually we're going to end up in jail, institutions, or death, like they say. But we got to be very careful with that, because I can imagine, I'm a dad, but my children are very small. But I could see how it could be very hard, because and I see it with certain people in my life. There's multiple people in my life that deal with this, and it's got to be tough, because you love this person so much that you want to see them succeed, but on the other hand, you hate seeing them kill themselves and destroy their lives and their relationships. And that's where it's scary, because you got to wait for that person to hit the rock bottom, and you just hope and pray that that rock bottom is not death or killing someone else, because that's what can happen. Thank God my rock bottom was multiple years of depression, anxiety, ruining relationships, and legal troubles. So that was enough for me to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it's funny how it's different for everyone, but you just hope that rock bottom's just nothing too gnarly. And then it's just great to always remember, whatever negative thing you're going through, we're going to flip that around into something positive, because the more you go through recovery, the better your life's going to be, no matter what. We have so much to be grateful for. Just be thankful you're alive. It's so good, because we can do anything if we keep trying, put our mind to it, stay sober. We could do anything. And like I've said before, none of our plans are going to go exactly as we planned. Everything is subject to change. So we also got to use that serenity prayer and accept the things we cannot change. Use the courage to change the things we can, and know the wisdom to tell the difference between them. I also got a little more highlighted. This attitude, of course, is the end result of purposeful forgetting. It is an attitude which can only be changed by a deep and honest search of our motives and actions. Though in some cases we cannot make restitution at all, and in some cases action ought to be deferred, we should nevertheless make an accurate and really exhausting survey of our past life as it has affected other people. In many instances, we shall find that though the harm done to others has not been great, the emotional harm we have done ourselves has. Very deep, sometimes quite forgotten, damaging emotional conflicts persist below the level of consciousness. At the time of these occurrences, they may actually have given our emotions violent twists, which have since discolored our personalities and altered our lives for the worse. I think what I get from that is we might not feel we've harmed someone, but being a good person, which I believe we all are, even if it's something minor, it eats us up. At least it did for me, and I would feel that guilt and shame, and I just felt horrible, and I wouldn't want to think about it. So I would sit there and drink and drink and drink, and never bring it up. Or if I did bring it up, I'd be real drunk, or it'd seem kind of disingenuine the way I would apologize for things. Or I could even try to turn it around. I did that a lot, try to turn things around on the other person to make them feel bad for it. And that's just horrible. I think we've all done that kind of stuff too, where we sit there and we can make the other person feel guilty for what we've done by just, you could set them up. And I've done that. I've set people up to where, I can't think of an exact example, but I'm sure you guys can all think of something where we can set someone up and then they say something and we get defensive and we could turn it around on them. And I would do that and then use that as a reason to go get drunk. Very dumb, selfish. But, we've all done it. It's not really who we are. Also, we're dealing with a lot of emotional issues that are not just alcohol, drug addict stuff. It's, we have deeper issues. At least I do. That's all I really got today. Step 8, very important. If you're on this step, definitely write down everything and be ready to make those amends, because it'll change your life and make you feel good. You get that clean slate. That's all I got. Thank you. Have a good day. Peace out.